Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Castlevania Lord of Shadows 2. Let's continue. So we're about to walk into this elevator that's probably a fight room. So we're doing what, even when this game came out, had to have been a pretty cliched horror game trope. And don't get me wrong, I have seen a couple of instances in which fighting some monster in a horror game when you're trapped in a certain area makes sense, but the vast majority of time it's just been done better. As I think Dead Space 1 may have done it pretty well. There probably was some Resident Evil game that did it pretty well. Jeez, I wonder if at some point I'm going to have an ability just to fly straight across from this. So we're in modern time, and we can see we are also in the castle area. It really feels like there was just two conflicting ideas. Two people at equal level, or neither really willing to take a stance on anything. And so instead of having just a Castlevania game in a castle, or having a modern game in the modern times, that we now have a modern game that is inside of the ancient castle. Well, that doesn't look like that's going to electrocute me or anything, so seems like I'm fine. Am I supposed to be jumping down? I think I am. So let's go ahead and do that. That was a little too easy. Guess I can get up here. Bunch of electricity that way, and a bunch of electricity this way. Honestly, I probably could have gone either direction. So I probably just missed something out of interest, some silliness. Yeah. I very possibly missed something. I don't know how I'd get back up to that point though. So I'm just gonna take a jump over here and collect this. We'll pretend like we're reading that. Still not an easy 2-button way to have that disappear. Maybe there is. If we go here and then I hold the back button down, it does seem like that turns that off. Yeah. I don't see a way that I'm getting back over there, which is fine. By the time we're done with this section of gameplay, I imagine there'll be another easy access way. I suppose it has been somewhat long enough time for me to start thinking about possibly going back in time again. Kind of, it's kind of been established that the backwards in time location is the areas where, let's see. Am I hiding in the dark, or are we stealthing again? If we're stealthing, then I've got to remember how to do this. So we're doing this again. Quite ridiculously. I think I know how to do this, though, this time. But in a lot of ways, this is just that same area we've dealt with before. I don't think they're going to immediately and intentionally attack the rats, but they will stomp them. Like, they're not going to shoot their guns at the rat. And I would like to, at some point in the game, be capable of killing those guys. You can jump while you're running, but you can't get over that. So am I just missing something here, or is this really just the ability to turn into rats so that you can wander around with some safety and yeah, there's nothing here at the moment. Maybe there's a reason you can turn into rats later, or possess rats. I think you would call that more turning into rats than possessing them. Alright, so I'm just gonna hit this guy with the bats this time and see what that does. Now remember, I only have there's a bunch of bugs or something on the ground. So okay. So that wasn't very hard. Now that I know what to do. And it kind of feels like once you get out of an area like this, these guys disappear, and so they're a one and done puzzle.
Please do not
I'm gonna not move at all, not touch the controller, and see what happens. It's questionable then if the decontamination process always kills those types of characters, or if it's just because they were being infested with Dracula. So yeah, it's been close to an hour at this point where we were given our mission to come back to the biomedical facility and look for some form of is he facing the wrong direction, or is he facing the right direction? Like, it would be kind of silly for him to be facing. Let's see. Like, so he swings wildly when he's doing this, and I'm about to die. Alright. So that does not work.
The acolytes must.
Sorry, skipped the audio there, but the game loads. Alright, let's go ahead and skip the scene. Alright. And I assume that this works, or this works. That's a rather long transition scene. So, is there anything here we're looking for, or that we can do? Yeah, seriously, it just feels like the The rats are here in case you want to safely run around and look. Doesn't seem like they have any other reason to exist. Although maybe we will unlock some future ability. Alright. Okay. So this is not just a run and gun scenario. This is so weird the way this works. It loads to the main menu so it can tell you this.
Must keep the antidote in a safe place.
So you get this load screen for no reason, and then it's gonna take you back to a checkpoint, which a lot of times is going to mean you're going to potentially watch a cutscene. Alright. So now I've got to take this guy out, I assume. I assume that's what I'm supposed to do. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just stealthing my way through this the whole time. Somebody programmed this AI, which makes it slightly confusing. Like, why was that a focus or an intent for a Castlevania game to have AI that would make a lot more sense in a Metal Gear Solid game? And I imagine that's exactly why this exists in its form and fashion, is because they are taking code that was either developed for this game with the intention of using it in a Metal Gear Solid game, or they're taking code from a Metal Gear Solid game and just reusing it in a game where it is rather not appropriate to do that. Suppose it might make sense now to turn into a rat, and so maybe the doors are open and there's some secret thing over here. But we've got two of these guys, and yes, there is a rat trail, so we're just going to take a long journey on the train as a rat, which I've not seen any indication that he can't stay in that form forever. We've got some train sounds and noise playing in the background. It's a very repetitive noise file. We kind of want to hear some more variety on that. Over here is absolutely nothing, but if we do get back in this area, there were several barrels to break. And there's kind of just humans now, so like I don't think the humans are even gonna react badly to the rats being near them. Yeah, they don't even do anything. So it's almost as if Dracula is embarrassed to transform in front of people, so he has to do it in the shadows. these big guys seem to be able to sense Dracula pretty well, so I wouldn't be surprised if they were the Brotherhood, and that, or if there's some combination between the Brotherhood and Satan's forces working together, even if they don't realize they are doing that. Alright. So I'm gonna put myself down into boss mode, which see if we can get this to work. But I think I have to do it this. Like, I'm trying everything possible and nothing is working. Interesting, it gave me a cutscene where it looked like I could defeat him, and then chose to say I couldn't defeat him. Alright. So, this is a on a train fight, which you have to run backwards to be back in a fight with this guy. Interesting. Alright. Let's come over here. Alright, I wanna see. This is ridiculous to have to do this right now, but secondary weapons. Talisman of the Dragon. Hold right trigger. Hold right trigger. It's not equipped. Can't use it right now. Alright. Well, at least I know how it works. I've been waiting for a boss fight for a while. And a lot of these low dialogues that they paid the voice actor to use, why not use that dialogue in the game at least once in a cutscene? Like, Dracula in the events of this game are really, he's really silent. Meanwhile,
I'll find the antidote.
Yeah, you could have easily had that just said out loud at some point. Alright. So I'm gonna assume that what this wants me to do is freeze this guy, maybe? And freeze this guy. Avoid direct confrontation. What in the world am I supposed to be doing? Seems like everything is blocking my way. So maybe I'm supposed to be running the other direction? No? It's got me on the bat thing, so maybe I'm supposed to do that. So that entire sequence may have been like a QuickTime event that has been disabled as a QuickTime event, and so then you're just left with a puzzle of what are you supposed to do to stop it from breaking the train, even though it broke the train anyways. I assume we are going to run into a scenario where, come on, let's get up here and let's get off this train going forward this time. I assume we're gonna fight the demon again. Come on, hit B. Hit B to get down this way. And then, I guess down this way. And inside the train. Seriously, what am I supposed to do though? Just get the other way from him. Like, I don't think I'm supposed to freeze the guy or anything like that. Let's see. I can't even go into different modes. Not a good experience we're having. Really. I would prefer just... I really would just prefer a regular boss fight. Just keep me in one place and let's just leave it at that. Yeah, the only thing is maybe this guy will just change his pattern and turn around. Seriously, that was it. Just don't move. That is a pretty bad solution to a puzzle. Do nothing. This doesn't feel like Castlevania. This doesn't feel particularly too interesting. That's slightly cool. This boss fight now is getting dragged out. That very well seems like we are going through the City of the Damned in the Castlevania areas. Or maybe we're just going through the city in general. Let's just try to hit these guys with powerful attacks. Here. And apparently it's decided to change what the down on the D-pad does to just a healing potion. Alright, I'm going to just make a note of him and hit him with the bats. Apparently the bats didn't last as long as I thought it would. This is just cutscene after cutscene, though. And now I'm just getting beaten to death by an inability to realize where the holes are. Like, this is, I'm on easy, remember, and this is less than easy. And this enemy... Well, thanks for the update. Remember, no cutscenes, so no quick time events. So, apparently the humans don't understand what the demon just said, because I would think they would be a little bit more upset with him saying, I killed the driver and we're all gonna die.
Who lives forever?
That's an abrupt stop. That really feels like something from Resident Evil a Resident Evil game where you'd run into the same enemy over and over again. Why are we fighting this guy now?
The next time you creep up on me from behind will be your last.
Zobek sent me. He feels you might need my help as you're still weak.
I can look after myself, boy.
I still think that guy is Alucard.
Least of all yours.
What are we looking for?
This train leads somewhere important. I saw many of their elite boarding it. Find where this leads, and we find the antidote.
Come on, let's not waste any more time.
Why in the world are we doing a co-op experience here? Like, seriously? Why a co-op experience in a Castlevania game? Yeah. So, I would definitely say that that demon that just died, one assumes, should have definitely been a character that attacked us, and then we had to run away from it the first time, then he attacked us a second time, and then we would have had to run away from it after fighting it, or we would have knocked it down a cliff or something, and then there would have been a third Resident Evil style of fighting the same repeated enemy, but that's totally not the experience we have here, and instead it feels like going to probably just start seeing enemies of that demon class appear on occasion.
We'll continue on this way.
So I went the other direction and didn't even trigger that much. Let's go back over here and see, unless there's something that blocks our way, which it probably will be. I suspect there will be something over here of interest. Like, I don't think the game is just going to... You're leaving the station. Oh, so apparently it's just going to transition you from... This area is called Victory Plaza according to the map. So if you need to leave this area and go to a different area,
let's not waste any more time.
This is one way to do it, but I imagine we'll quickly find an easier way to get back to the main area. And we have found places where artwork was collectible, so until I've an idea of how many pieces of artwork I've collected, or the game tells me that I've collected all the artwork, there's that double reason for me to break things. That being said, there's still the main reason of wanting to get experience, so that's a concern too. If we were gonna have a co-op follow sequence, this probably should have happened a lot earlier in the game, and yeah, I still don't think that's the right move. They definitely shouldn't have programmed him to say, come on, let's not waste any time, over and over again, while I'm trying to play the game the way I want to play it, which is to make sure I always have an infinite amount of health vials and such. What are they fighting down there? Demons are fighting something, and they killed it.
Come on, let's not waste any more time.
So I think a double jump would probably have gotten me over there. Press Y to ask the lieutenant to hold the switch. And okay, so it's doors that we need the lieutenant for. It becomes kind of questionable that about what this lieutenant guy has been doing up until this point, if he was supposed to be assisting in the fight. I should have pressed the B button a little quicker. There we go. Still trying to get as much experience as possible. The time freezing orbs, though, are of really very little use. I feel like a lot of these collectibles only exist because the game wanted to sell DLC that would give you more of the consumables, I guess is a better phrase to call them. So you have to hit B, and then
come and hold this switch.
And then you have to have him come and hold it so that I can walk through these electric parts.
Find some way for me to reach you.
I can't go this way. Yeah. Maybe there's a case of on hard mode and super hard modes that
find some way for me to reach you.
That changes and it makes more sense to need all these consumables. I'm not sure how many consumables really existed in Metroidvania, though. You got wall chicken, certainly.
Find some way for me to reach you.
What is this? I used the dungeon key to activate a blood door for some reason, and that just gave me a bunch of experience.
Find some way for me to reach you.
And that's cool and all, but why not just use the dungeon key and have it turn? Why show me two animations back to back? Probably for the simple reason that honestly that somebody was told to make those animations when they really shouldn't have been. Alright,
Find some way for me to reach you.
Oh, I guess you just pull these. And that probably would have been a quick time event.
Come on, let's not waste any more time.
This guy's just gonna repeat the same things over and over again, so hopefully this was an experiment and they realized it didn't work, and so they decided to get rid of it. And we'll be done with the lieutenant section pretty quickly. Yeah, and here's basically that demon we fought on the train as just now a new higher level tier creature. And all he can really do is so much. Well, no, actually, I think he can do quite a bit, so... Am I supposed to press B or something there? Because the game hasn't really told me anything about that. I still think hitting the guys with chaos is the best move. I'm at like 4,000 experience, and I'm afraid that I might actually have just hit a maximum amount of experience I can have. So let's make sure that there's not something. Oh, so I need to start using other abilities, so I just need to hit XA more, and I need to start hitting Y a lot more, because I cannot increase your mastery level with just hitting X throughout the entirety of the game. That kind of sucks. Like, so I'm gonna have to just get crazier with abilities going forward, which is what the game should push me to do, and it makes sense. It may be nothing more than just an achievement, however, for getting the mastery level up. I'd like to see it do more damage. Alright. Counter strike. After a synchronized block, press X, X, and X. I'm not sure I'm ever going to actually do a synchronized anything. And somersault is left trigger and A. I should probably do a bunch of somersaults. Do any of these work that way? No, I don't think they do. Alright. So this is just called Satan's Soldier. So, alright. So we're gonna have to do some more climbing. We're gonna have to do some more co-oping with this guy. I'm hoping this is at most 40 minutes with this guy, and then we never fight him again, or we never fight with him again. I wouldn't be upset if he turned out to be the enemy that we're looking for, or the big boss after a certain point. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.